Hello, and welcome to Recapping with Delora
and Ashley.
Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Recapping Podcast.
Also, rate, review, and subscribe to our show on your favorite podcast platform. We're on all the things.
We want to hear your thoughts on the movies and shows we review.
Leave us a comment on Apple Podcasts or our YouTube channel, and we will read them during the show.
Or reach out to us on social media. We love talking all things entertainment and pop culture with you.
Thank you guys so much for listening.
Thank you.
Delora, we are back. Did you get a chance to listen to our latest Something New recap?
Of course, always. It's the first thing I do on Tuesday.
Same. I did severely delay on social media. So, hi guys, welcome back. Sorry if you weren't alerted. Hopefully you get some alerts from like Spotify and Apple and all the places, but literally hit me as I was winding down my day like, oh shoot, let me let the people know. But for our loyal listeners, I know you guys are probably getting it popped up on your apps like I am for episodes, and we so appreciate you guys for listening. And if you have not listened to our Something New recap yet, please do. It was a fun one. It's a great film.
Love that movie.
Throwback recap.
Yes.
And thank you to people who voted, because everybody said it was a top tier rom-com. So
it's top tier. I feel like it doesn't get as much love either, like as it probably could. What cracks me up is the song for like that sexy time in the movie Seconds of Pleasure. It's by Van Hunt, who is Miss Halle Berry. Girl, why can't I say her name anymore?
Halle Berry. Yeah.
Boo thing. So I was like, oh, that's his claim to fame. Okay.
Yeah, musician. The Keeper, it seems. Very happy for her.
She seems very happy.
All right. Well, we're already talking pop culture, so let's get into it. It is our Thursday episode, which means we're going to get into those streets and talk about what's going on. It is another week pretty much of headlines. There's one we could call a hot topic, but it's not a hot topic for us. So it's all headlines, really. Let's talk about the first one, which was a shocker. Lil Nas X was arrested. He was arrested and he was charged with 4 felony counts. He has come out and said that his arrest and jail time were terrifying. He was charged with attacking some Los Angeles police officers, and he has pleaded not guilty and has been released on bail. He said, your girl's going to be okay. She's going to be all right. He has not addressed any specifics about what happened, and his reps have not responded to requests for comment. This is from the AP News. He was walking naked down a street in LA, San Fernando Valley.
Girl, rapping Nicki Minaj.
And charged at police officers who were responding to calls about him. A criminal complaint says 3 officers were hurt. And so he was charged with 3 felony counts of battery with injury on a police officer and 1 count of resisting an executive officer. Only thing I could think of when I first saw this headline was he has to be tripping on something.
Well, Ashley, this isn't even the first of bizarre behavior. He had some situation happen in April earlier this year where he couldn't move. I think it was like the right side of his face. I'm like, was he, stroking out, so to speak? Like, what's going on? And yeah, it's not a good look. And I'm not going to lie, with this being Lil Nas X, I'm also wondering if this is performance art to some extent.
You think so?
Only because he is notorious for trolling people. I mean, it's a low percentage, but it did cross my mind. I will say that.
I think to go to the point of like battery though.
Yeah, no. I mean, he still got out. So I'm like, how true is that? I'm like, ain't no bond that big. Or, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
He is a celebrity though,
Yeah.
There's clout.
I will say, everybody who hated his one of his most famous videos, Call Me by My Name. They're like, this is what he gets for being blasphemous. It catches up to you.
Y'all go
Um,
for the jugular.
always, always. And
Dang.
but then, that aside, it makes you wonder, like, almost everybody has cracked at one point or another. You remember when Martin running, he had an
I
episode.
mean, they say
Um,
like 1 in 4 people will have a mental health crisis in their lifetime. Like, I think that is a real statistic.
and with them being celebrity, I'm sure the pressure is just so much different than the everyday life. I don't
And the
know.
drugs. Like
and
I
and
said, I
and
think it's
the
drugs.
drugs, I do think so as well, but I don't like this for him. I mean, Old Town Road, and then again what he was able to do with Call Me by My Name, and then the following single, he has had a pretty impressive career. He did try to come out with another song, I want to say a year or two ago, didn't really hit it. So I'm like, don't spiral after something didn't hit, get up and try again.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, again, my first thought was drugs. Hopefully he's all right. Hopefully he gets whatever help he may need with this incident. I mean, mental health issues are real, even outside of drug use. So I hope he's okay. I mean, I
Yes,
like Little Nas
ma'am.
X and I want
Yep.
him to be healthy and successful and happy. So definitely hoping for the best for him and that this is an isolated incident is I
Yep.
guess what I'm trying to say. So we'll see. All right, let's move on to some baby news. Millie Bobby Brown and her husband Jake Bongiovi welcomed their first baby together via adoption. The Stranger Things star 21 and her husband 23, I'm looking at People, announced the news on the 21st, and they said, "This summer we welcomed our sweet baby girl through adoption. We are beyond excited to embark on this beautiful next chapter of parenthood in both peace and privacy." And then there were 3. I guess Millie's been open in the past about, really wanting to grow her family and be a mom. She said, "My mom had her first child at 21 and my dad was 19. And, it's been my thing since before I met Jake. Since I was a baby, I told my mom, like, baby dolls, I wanted to be a mom." And so she was also open to adoption and said, she doesn't see that it's any different than having your own child in terms of adoption. I mean, what's interesting is she seems so young at 21, and yet because you're in the industry, I know it kind of forces you to grow up much faster than
Yes.
you normally would.
Yes.
So, if she feels like she's ready for this step of parenthood and seems like she's in a great place, then I'm happy for her and for her
Yeah,
husband.
that's how I feel as well. It feels like a lot to me, but again, to your point, a lot of these kids grow up so fast in the industry, and we love a made up mind. So, more power to her. She has a big heart, apparently. They have like tons of animals and things like that.
Hmm.
So it would not be surprising that she's like, I want a baby now. I might not give birth right now, but I want to start my family now. So yeah, it should be interesting. And I can see why she probably isn't having children now, because in her career, she's very much in that teen young woman phase, and Hollywood, Nicole Kidman, and who's our girl? Reese Witherspoon talk about it all the time. It's like once you become a mother, that threshold of like roles is definitely, not available. Honestly, I'm
Unless you start
surprised she
producing your
married.
own shit,
Exactly. Exactly.
which
And
has ushered
so
in a fantastic era of television. So,
correct. I mean, we love Hello Sunshine. Shout out to you, Reese. But yeah,
as well as
so
Kerry Washington's projects.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So congrats, congrats, congrats. And I I am curious on like what her husband does, because it's giving she's the
He's
breadwinner.
he's John Bon Jovi's child. I mean, do you have to have a job? I don't know what that trust fund looks like.
I'm
Some
trying to
people,
live that soft life myself.
you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like being a kept woman some days really be sounding like the way to go.
Listen.
We'll see.
Whew.
We'll see. All right.
Lord knows I'm tired.
All right, let's move on to one of my favorite shows from my youth, Dawson's Creek. The cast is finally doing a true reunion together in the sense that they will be getting together to support James Van Der Beek amid his colorectal cancer battle. The cast is going to do a charity event at the kind of mid end of September in New York City at the Richard Rogers Theater, and they'll do a live reading of the series' first episode. Tickets go on sale. They started going on sale already. They started on August 22nd. And per Michelle Williams, she said, "We grew up in Cape Side, and that's a bond that will last a lifetime. We wanted to gather around our dear friend James and remind him that we are all here. We always have been, and we always will be." This is according to an article from USA Today. I love this. Like, I was already excited that Katie Holmes and Joshua Jackson were reuniting for a film that she's I think maybe producing and directing, but that has brought me so much joy. They dated back during the Dawson's Creek era, and I shipped them so hard as Joey and Pacey. And so, like, this show still has such a special place in my heart. And I knew James Van Der Beek was, going through this battle. And I just think it's beautiful to see that, they had a bond and they had a relationship that extended just beyond this era and this show, that they want to come back together and support him. And that's really exciting for the fans, but also, just a beautiful thing to do for one of your friends.
Yes, I love this as well. I love that they're taking the time to love on James during this difficult time. And they're also raising awareness and funds for others. This is just good news all around. And definitely praying for James.
Mm-hmm.
He's had such a wonderful disposition in light of everything. And I find that to be really inspiring.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It looks like Kevin Williamson, the creator of the series, is also joining this as a producer. And he also said that he's so honored to be a part of it and to support our beautiful friend James as we continue to navigate our way through life and its many challenges. Um, James said there's reason for optimism and that he's feeling good these days. So I am, very hopeful that he'll continue to be able to fight this and get back to a fully clean bill of health. And I just hope it, brings him a lot of joy as well to have this moment and to get back to something that, it was called Dawson's Creek, baby, and he was Dawson. So
Exactly.
get back to the star power that he has always had. So I think that's beautiful. All right. Let's move on to Serena Williams, the GOAT of tennis.
The
There has
greatest.
been much hoopla via social media that I've been seeing about Serena and her decision to reveal that she is using a weight loss medication. She has lost 31 pounds using GLP-1, and it is a weight loss drug that her husband is also involved in, which has caused a bit of a stir. He's an investor and serves on the board. Um, Serena being as dominant of athlete as she's been and as beautiful as she always has been in terms of
Yep.
body representation and showing the fact that you can be beautiful, thick, dominate the court, do all the things. I get that there was some level of like disappointment too with people feeling like she was kind of moving away from that, but she has mentioned that for her, it's not just about the weight, it's about her health because she was dealing with her joints or her blood sugar levels and these other things. So I guess my 2 cent is just like I feel like with plastic surgery and a lot of other things, it's a very individual choice and it's not really my place or like my desire to put my thoughts on that. Like I know there are inherent dangers to some of these medications as well that can be a discussion, absolutely. And she is a representative who a lot of people look up to. But it is her life and her body. So if this is what she chooses to do, I'm not gonna knock her for it. What were your thoughts, Delora?
All right, so I have several. Two things can be true. She can do whatever she wants to do with her body. It is her vessel, it's her responsibility. This is something that she decided to do. What I will say is, I appreciate her transparency. I'm glad that she's not out here, being like, I walk 5 hours a day. They like, I
Yes.
stop eating bread.
People are like, that's that Ozempic body. But okay, if you say so, be fucking for real. But yeah.
Listen, and again, that is her life, that is her story. The other side of that coin is this: I do not feel comfortable with pharmaceutical companies and their commercials. And it really makes me uncomfortable when they start getting celebrity endorsements. I don't know if you may know this, of course, but I don't know if our audience knows this, but certain countries in Europe, there's no such thing as a pharmaceutical commercial. Like, you know how like everybody's happy and then all the side effects are like
Girl.
long.
Death.
Right.
Death.
Exactly.
They whisper it in the commercial.
Exactly.
Death.
But you don't hear that while you're seeing people smile riding on bikes in the sun, right? So that bothers me here in America on just how much the pharmaceutical companies profit off of people's vulnerabilities of all types,
Yeah.
and Serena is such a powerful figure. She's in my Mount Rushmore. You know what I mean? Like, we love Serena down. And for her to endorse something like that, to me, is huge and should not be taken lightly. I think it's also interesting that she's doing this, and literally within the same week, there's like this massive lawsuit um, against Ozempic and the side effects people are experiencing, like paralysis of their gut type of deal. Like, you
Jesus.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so this is where, with Serena, how do we, this is marketing 101. It was like, how do we view her, associate her? Like tennis, rare air. She has, Nike and very high end, deals when it comes to shoes and clothes or whatever. And she has her own brands. So it's like, but now we're also doing this medical prescription. I don't know. I
I
don't
guess her and her
know.
husband are like, well, if we're gonna do it, might as well cash in. I don't know. I'm
Well,
I'm
no,
kind of
it's
joking.
very, no,
Kind
no,
of.
because that crossed my mind too. Because I'm like, oh, she must be an investor. Because I mean, she's known for her venture capitalism. So I'm just like, oh, well, she's putting her money where her mouth is. But with every business decision, there are risks, and she decided to take this risk and be transparent. I love Blakely Thornton. We love him, friend of the pod. Can't wait to talk to him in real life.
Hmm.
In his conversation, I liked that he pointed out, he was like, we love and appreciate her because she has been so strong, and she was able to dominate the sport of tennis, but with moving towards this prescription, he's afraid the messaging could get crossed of like, this type of skinny is the only type of skinny to be type of deal, like.
Mm-hmm.
And I understood what he meant by that, because it's like, she was fine before. I just don't want her disparaging her before. And I don't think she is. She's
I
just
don't think
more
she
so
is either.
doing it from a woman recovering from pregnancy perspective.
And again, she has
But
mentioned health. Like other health issues that have been
Yes.
a cause for it. And again, I hear you, and I hear the conversation about, and we have this often about role models and them needing to be mindful of the imagery they put out there to the masses. I guess I just always feel too like this is when, as the general public, you have to use your own discernment, right? Like, don't
Yes.
look to Serena or
Yes.
anybody else as a role model of anything. You can admire
Correct.
their talent, but that doesn't mean you should follow their footsteps of any other choices that they make in their lives, because that is them. And as a grown adult, I hope you would do your due diligence and decide if this is some. I don't really like drugs generally. And
Right.
watching things like the start of Oxycontin and a lot of those things, like, it's terrifying to me. So, again, use your own discernment. Serena, fantastic tennis player, the GOAT. Do not you she's not a medical expert, she's not a doctor. I would not take her advice on anything else outside of some tennis lessons. So, that's
And
real.
her investments are very impressive as well.
Sure, but I still
But
don't
yeah.
I don't know that I don't lean into those things necessarily just because I see somebody else doing it
Well,
either.
yeah. Yeah.
Again, discernment. Anyway, you guys let us know. Again, it's been much talked about. So curious, continue to be curious about particularly our culture's views and thoughts on this. But just keep us posted, guys. And last but not least, I guess, again, could be a hot topic in someone else's books, but Taylor Swift is engaged to Travis Kelce. Case surprise, surprise.
Yep.
They announced with a dynamite emoji, your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married. Cue the doves or whatever the fuck needs to be released in moments like this. Beautiful backdrop, sure.
Girl,
Beautiful ring.
the pumpkin spice latte brigade lost their ever loving mind. Like,
Yeah,
why did my daughter come home and was like, "Did you know Taylor Swift is engaged?" I'm like, "Girl,
yeah.
who told you?"
All her little teachers are probably talking about it. Beautiful ring, though. I do think her ring is beautiful.
I think it's beautiful. It's very romantic, very vintage. I did not I understand the setting because she's had a photo shoot for her Lover remake album photo shoot or what have you, in that same, those flowers, that garden. So with Swifties, it's always connecting the dots and things along those lines. If I were Wendy Williams, I would be eating crow because I did not think that he would have lasted with Taylor this long, considering I don't know, has he ever dated white girls?
So I think it's funny you say that. I think that's why this, for whatever reason, has bothered me to an extent.
Or this is called retirement plans. Okay,
And I
marrying a
totally get
billionaire.
that. And I get, I'm not knocking their relationship. I'm not knocking love. All these things seems like they're great. But I feel like he used my women as
Stepping stones.
yeah, as playthings, as whatever. He used the culture because he was not what he is today before.
True, with the floppy hair and everything. Very
And
true.
you know, I know he is a white man, so
He
he's going to do
is.
what he wants to do, and that's
He has
fine.
that ability to, was that double
Yep.
dutch in and
Yeah.
out?
Sure. I just want to say, like, I've felt this way a handful of times with certain white men celebrities who get so heavy into the culture but then don't love us the way I feel they should when it comes to like their personal relationships. I kind of felt this way about Justin Timberlake.
Yep.
I feel this way a little bit about Justin Bieber.
Yep.
There are others, but I just don't like the idea of like you double dutching into the culture, playing around with us, and then doing, once you're ready to get serious, going back because it feels like, I don't want to say a slap in the face, but it just feels like another cultural thing to try to say that we're somehow less than. And again, I could be taking it just extra personal,
Well, I
but
understand
I
what you're
I do
saying.
to a little bit of an
It's
extent.
like you feel like they use the culture to their benefit,
And
and
not just the culture, the women.
yes, yes, and we love and protect Black women always and forever. Yeah, and even just in relevance in general, Robin Thicke has done it. Miley Cyrus
I
has done it.
mean,
Not
at
so much
least
in
Robin Thicke
relationships.
married
Well, that's true.
black
He dropped that ball. That's true. Touche.
women.
But just like even musically, you have the Miley Cyruses and the Katy Perrys. Whereas like you got to get that rapper on your song for you to hit, and then as soon as you hit, it's like I'm gonna sing country now, or I'm gonna sing, alternative or what have you. They he's the most jockiest person she's been with. She's been with a lot of artists, the singers, the actors. But she looks genuinely happy in this relationship. And I am surprised. I do respect her for her grind, the fact that she's focused on her career all these years, because when she first came out, she was such a romantic. I thought she was going to get pregnant at 20 and have a bunch of babies, and we weren't going to see her ever again. The fact that she's getting engaged at 35, I was like, this is impressive. Like, I didn't, you know what I mean?
I don't think I ever realized they were the same age.
Yes, they are. They are. But I think what's so interesting to your point again, Ashley, is his star is so high now that he has this GQ. So she shows up on their podcast literally the next day. She shows up on his podcast to announce her new album. The next day, his GQ September issue drops, and this engagement comes out, and now he has a collaboration with American Eagle. So, it's the ball is rolling, the joint, commodity is here. I don't want the frenzy to be as bad as it was when they first started dating, though. I actually enjoyed these quiet days where they weren't making
Same.
front page news.
Hopefully Zendaya and Tom get married around the
Tom.
same time so they should completely overshadow it. That'd be
But
great.
see, the thing about that is Zendaya is not going to show us pictures until they've been married for like a year or something crazy. You know what I
That's
mean?
probably true. Yeah.
It's giving, oh, by the way, we did this thing.
Yeah. Or she'll show us glimpses in 5 years like Beyonce.
And then like they're doing this new Christopher Nolan movie together. Knowing them, they're probably not going to walk the red carpet with each other. I think all of that is over. I think we might get them sharing a red carpet for the next Spider-Man movie, but anything like high caliber, I don't think it's going to be happening because but Tom about to be a cat man too, so who am I?
Yeah. They gonna retire. They're gonna do the complete opposite of them. They're gonna be like, all right, we spent our youth working hard. We're
And
about to
we're
have
gonna
our
direct.
family
Yes.
and move on to the background. I definitely foresee that for them. Well, anyway, congratulations to Taylor and Travis, the TTs.
Congrats.
Live y'all best
Congrats.
lives. All
They
right.
look like they're gonna have a lot of fun.
Sure. Very vanilla. We
Lots of drinking.
forgot last week somehow to do a
Now how?
microdose, guys, of Freakier Friday. We mentioned it a couple podcasts ago that we were going to see it together. We went and saw it, loved it, and we have to talk about it. So, Delora, just give your spoiler-free overarching thoughts to start.
So going in, I was nervous, but I was there for nostalgic's sake. I was like, you know what? I'm here for this Lindsay Lohan renaissance, and we're just gonna make this happen, right? And then you have my boo. What is his name from The Good Place? Manny?
Yeah, Manny Jacinto.
Manny Jacinto. I was like, okay, we love the fact that he's getting some, silver screen action,
Leading man vibes at
Yes.
that.
Yes. So I had the best time. Ashley and I talked about this. We saw so many like bad critic reviews
Hmm.
saying this is embarrassing for all involved. A time was had, Ashley.
Yes.
And if anything, I'm just like, they made that movie for us, the people who saw the movie originally 20 something years ago. They made that movie for us because it is a classic early 2000 rom-com romp.
Yeah. And I said, and I still feel this way, that it is better than the first, arguably. Like, the
Yeah.
first is a foundational movie, sure, but this
Yes.
was more intricate. It had a better storyline, in my opinion.
Yes.
It had more emotion to
The
a certain
stakes were
extent.
higher
The stakes
in
were
this
higher.
one.
And then, Lindsay right now is like A1 top tier uh for me. Like, yeah, she was a fantastic child actress, but to see the growth, to see where she is now, to see her glowing on screen
Yes.
just brings
Yes.
brings me a lot of joy. And then we get Easter eggs for Lindsay throughout the film,
Yes.
guys. So that also, like, if you're
Yes.
of the generation, you grew up with her, you grew up with those movies, like, this is absolutely going to excite you and thrill you when you see what they've done. So I loved it.
And Jamie Lee did not disappoint at all. I think I laughed hardest at the antics that she did. And shout out to the new young girls. The one who played Lindsay's daughter wasn't necessarily a newcomer because she's been
Julia.
on shows and things like that. But it was such a good time, and I look forward to seeing it again. And we
Yeah.
went with my daughter, and it's so cute because it is like such a mother daughter type of movie. So getting a chance to watch it with my daughter made me very happy, and she also enjoyed it.
Yeah, fun for the whole family. The only thing I'll say is I had seen a Subway hot take from the Instagram account Subway Takes, if you guys are not familiar. And somebody's take was that the reclining seats have ruined the movie theater experience. And going to the theater to see Freakier Friday is the first time I've been in those recliners, like, genuinely, like, you feel like you're like on a couch because you have the seats that, like, you can kind of lean back and whatever.
Yeah.
But those felt like you were legit on couches. And I will
Well,
say the only
yeah.
thing I didn't like about that was the people in front of us, they seemed like they thought they were at home. And I was like, you're
Yes, with the
still
baby and
in
everything.
public in a movie theater. Please sit down somewhere and behave like we're in a movie theater. So I
Yeah.
was like, I kind of have to agree with that on, like, the movie theater experience for me. Like, I like a recline, but I don't need to be like laid out on the couch. That's okay.
I mean,
Blankets,
people brought their
pillows.
blankets. Yes.
Girl, I'm like, you are not
Yes.
at home. Do y'all know how often they probably clean these seats?
Listen, I
Never.
didn't realize how much popcorn that video I sent you
I've seen
online,
it. I had
how
seen it.
much popcorn is hidden up underneath those seats.
And
Whew.
I still say I feel like I should have worked in a movie theater, but not doing that job. Like,
No, no, it's the sales for me.
give me
I'll sell you a
cashier,
ticket.
give me something in the front. Like, mm-mm. No, ma'am. Even though I'm sure you have to do shifts and you probably have to work every type of
I'm sure.
whatever. Maybe just
You just want
Blockbuster
free
then.
movies. That was the
I
goal.
did. That was it. And to see it before anybody else could see it, absolutely. Like,
Exactly.
I still love when I get opportunities to go see movies in advance of their opening day, which there's a website
Yes.
you can do that on. It gives me a thrill. Like, absolutely, I will come here on a Wednesday at 7 p.m. to watch this movie and stand in line. And people are like, why would you do that? because it thrills me. So anyway, Freakier Friday, we recommend 10 out of 10.
We loved it.
Don't listen to the critics. This is why I never listen to the critics, but in this case, we are also, I guess, to an extent, film critics, and we give it a 10 out of 10. God damn it. So go see Freakier Friday. We loved it. All right, Delora, that is it. That is all for this week's episode. What are we recapping for next week?
You're so beautiful. Do y'all remember that song? Do you remember the song, Ashley?
No.
Up, down, up, down, up, down. Girl, did you not watch Empire?
I did, but if I'm honest, I think the person that you're singing is not, I don't enjoy his singing voice, so I have tuned out a lot of that music.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Sorry.
Well, for those who get it, got it. I am talking about the truth about Jussie Smollett. It is a
question mark.
Yes. It is a Netflix documentary. It's currently in the top 10, and Ashley and I are going to be talking about it.
Let's get into the mess, because let's not forget how big and crazy this story was. It's been like 5 or 6 years, which I didn't even realize.
So much time has passed. Exactly.
Time is flying. But yeah, this was a mess. It's still, in my opinion, a mess after watching the documentary. So we'll jump into that. You guys come back and join us. Make sure you've checked it out, or if you don't mind spoilers, feel free to join us anyway. Hope you've enjoyed this episode. Please share it out with everybody you know. We so appreciate it. We'll be back with that recap. But in the meantime, as always, guys, hang in there. Be blessed.
Bye.